Click here for a full weekend recap with our match-by-match tournament blog. The Austrian booked his place in his second major televised final at the age of 45. Eater's dramatic fashion when a 160 checkout saw him sink Raymond van Barneveld 11-9 as he maintained his 100% record in the competition, while Anderson ended the retiring Phil Taylor's Champions League of Darts career with a resounding 11-6 victory in the last four after the power had earlier knocked out Michael van Gerwen in the group stages. Anderson was bidding for revenge over Suljovic following his crushing 10-3 thrashing in Saturday's opening group stage encounter, when he struggled with a gentle's much slower speed of play. And although the two-time world champion fared better this time in terms of a higher average of 98.03 compared to Suljovic's 87.85, he still ended up suffering another shock defeat back Suljovic at 40-1 with Sky Bet to win the World Championship. Suljovic's only previous appearance in a major final came at the 2016 European Championship, when he was thrashed by MVG, and nerves seemed to get the better of him early on as the world number 2 roared into a 3-1 lead, despite not producing his best either. But the Serbian-born Austrian then won 5 legs on the trot to seize the advantage, landing checkouts of 116 and 118 along the way. Anderson rallied to level up the clash at 7-7, and although he couldn't edge ahead, there was never more than a leg between them again until Suljovic fittingly landed his trusty favorite double 14 in a dramatic 20th leg of missed chances for a famous win at Cardiff's Motorpoint Arena. Suljovic, who was making his debut in the competition, told the PDC, "I feel perfect. I never thought I could win this tournament. Gary is a brilliant player, a gentleman, and I've got so much respect for him, but I played well and I never gave up. I played well and was focused on my game, but I never thought I could beat Gary twice. I couldn't dream of being in the semi-finals, but I gave it my best and fought so hard. I was so happy to get to the final against the best players in the world." Quote, "He's now beaten Anderson, Indiana 4 of their 6 meetings, and the Scotsman will hope they don't meet again anytime soon," he said. "He's been phenomenal for the last 2 years, and he's been the best player this weekend. He deserves it. He's been the player of the tournament and smashed a lot of us." Quote, Suljovic may only have one previous PDC title to his name, having won last year's International Darts Open, which he defends next weekend. But his 6 winning performances out of 6 this weekend will mean he'll no longer be underestimated again on the big stages. That said, he is also 40-1 with Sky Bet to win the PDC World Championship at the end of the year. Earlier in the day, defending champion Taylor knocked out the world number 1 and odds-on tournament favorite Van Gerwen with a 10-9 victory, although the Dutchman's fate was already sealed before then, after Barney guaranteed his place in the last 4 with a 10-2 mauling of Adrian Lewis in Sunday afternoon's other Group A game. The power headed into his clash knowing he needed 8 legs to mathematically secure his progression to the semi-finals, having won both his games on Saturday. MVG, who beat Lewis after losing to Barney on Saturday, needed a 10-7 victory or better and blasted out of the blocks with a break in the opening leg, thanks to a 127 checkout, and subsequently opened up a 3-1 lead. But a vintage Taylor stormed back with 3 successive legs to edge 4-3 ahead and never gave the lead away in an absorbing contest in which both players averaged over 102. It marks the continuation of the greatest ever superb run of form against the best right now, having beaten him 7 times in their last 10 meetings, including twice at last year's Champions League of Darts and at this summer's World Match Play-In. route to his 16th Blackpool title. In Group B, Suljovic topped the group with a 100% record after a 10-5 triumph over Dave Chisnell, followed up Saturday's superb 10-3 and 10-8 victories over Anderson and Wright, who met in a decider for second place. Snakebite defied Anderson's relentless blitz of 180s to forge into a 9-7 lead, but the Flying Scotsman hit back with an 11-darter to stay alive. In a remarkable 18th leg, Wright couldn't handle the tension and missed 7 match darts before Anderson forced a decider, in which Snakebite missed an 8th chance to win with a failed attempt at double 12 for a 101. Checkout. Anderson stepped in on tops to finish runner-up in the group and would end up facing and defeating Taylor. The Power said, "I've enjoyed the whole weekend, but I didn't have the energy levels to beat Gary. It's great to play one game per day, but this is grueling for me. Gary seemed to follow me but I missed a few doubles, and the one I've learned over the years with Gary is that you've got to put him under pressure, and I couldn't. I didn't have the energy. I was trying so hard, but it didn't seem to go in. I've loved it in Cardiff and it's been a great event." Quote by Chris Hammer. Scroll down for full tournament results and tables.